Welcome to Personal Sovereignty, brought to you by Core Confidence Lifestyle. Welcome one, welcome all back to Personal Sovereignty, brought to you by Core Confidence Lifestyle. I am Donnel Sumlin, your personal sovereignty consultant and astronumerologist. Here we talk about life strategies using astrology and numerology to navigate through your life. That, along with other techniques of personal sovereignty and personal development. Today I'm going to address what is a life path. Now, if you're listening to this on YouTube, there's probably some older videos that I have up there about the life path number. But of course, I'm going to do it again now, as in this show. Now, I thought about, should we do the life path and what's called the birth date in the same show? Because they both work together. But let's get past the life path first. But a life path does work with your birth date, and we'll discuss that. Now, I have some notes here just to keep me on track so I know that I'm articulating, because sometimes my brain rushes ahead of my mouth. And so, because I do this thing all the time, sometimes I'm rushing ahead with excitement. So I got some notes to keep me on track so I can articulate it properly, and then we'll riff off of that. But first, let's talk about how to find your life path number. That's the first thing we're talking about. Your life path number is based on your date of birth, your full entire month, day, and year of birth. So, January 1st, 2026, as just a random example, that is your day of birth. And then you add all of those numbers up until you get to a single digit or master number, and that is your life path. Now, I know there's compound numbers, aka double digit numbers, and we're going to deal with that in another show because, we want you to understand all the numbers in its entirety. But I'm doing this show to illustrate that even though you do your full numerology chart and there's numbers everywhere, every single number is in a particular position. And every position deals with a different aspect of your life experience. Just because you have an 11 somewhere doesn't make you a life path 11. Right? So we want to know what each placement does in your chart. What each placement does. How does that build your individual experience in life? And that's what we're here to talk about. And I'm going to read my notes and then riff off of them so we can define what the life path is. All right. You find your life path, of course, by adding up all the digits in your birthday. For example, January 1st, 2026. 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6 is a 12, which is a 3. So if you're born on January 1st, 2026, you are a 3 life path. Now, there's different ways to add it up, but let's not get caught up with that right now because I want to talk to you about what this placement actually means. The life path is one of the most important placements in the chart. It is often treated as a main road of life, the long-term direction of the soul, the life curriculum, and the major field of experiences through which a person grows. Right? It's the main road of life. This is not just your personality. It is bigger than personality. The life path shows the road life keeps pushing you down, whether you like it or not. It shows the pattern of lessons, opportunities, struggles, and themes that repeat throughout the entire life. It shows what kinds of development the person is here to go through. All right, let's stop here. The life path number is not your personality. Now, I know that when we look at basic numerology, we're thinking about the life path number as the signification on how we act. We do inherit traits from the life path. So if you're a life path 3, you're going to have traits of the 3, and it will develop over time. But the life path is not necessarily us. The life path is just the road we walk down, and we inherit some of those traits, obviously, because this number is there to teach us all these different experiences and have us grow into the traits of this particular number. So, of course, we're going to inherit some traits. So it's easy to go, life path 3 acts like this, life path 7 acts like this, and they do, because they're growing into the full expression of that number. The life path should be read. The life path should be read as the person's main evolution track. It tells you what kind of situations they repeatedly encounter, what they are meant to master, and what kinds of consciousness they are developing over time. It also shows what kinds of people, environments, and events tend to appear in the life because they serve that larger path, right? So if you have a life path of 5, things are going to be topsy-turvy sometimes because you're here to grow into the ability of self-discipline mixed with freedom, right? So, for example, a life path 1 is learning self-definition, courage, independence, authorship, and the right use of will. A life path 2 is learning sensitivity, cooperation, patience, emotional intelligence, and relational awareness. A life path 8 is learning power, management, responsibility, material command, and correct use of influence. So you see, these single digits and the masters will take you through a series of events your entire life, from birth to when you leave. This one number will be vibrating and throwing you experiences. It's so you can develop into the best expression of these numbers, the best expression of 1, the best expression of 2, the best expression of 3, and on up the line, so you can fulfill your life's purpose. Now, when reading the life path, ask these questions. This should get your mind focused, right? What is life trying to build in this person? What's life trying to build in you? If you're a life path 2, life is trying to build in you relationships, relationship awareness, emotional intelligence, things like that. What repeated lessons keep appearing? Right? What lessons keep appearing if you're a life path 8, trying to keep you in integrity so you don't suffer karmic backlash? What types of maturity is required? If you're a life path 3, what type of maturity? To understand the expansion principle without going overboard and to be socially confident. That's what it's trying to mature you into. What form of growth becomes unavoidable? If you're a life path 4, for example, the growth that becomes unavoidable is working, hard work for long-term goals. The life path is the long game. It is less about how the person feels in the moment and more about what life is shaping them into. All right. So that is the life path for you. When you look at this number, 1 through 9, 11, 22, 33, it's going to show you the long-term trajectory of your life. So study the meanings of each life path number. For example, number 1, that's independence. Number 2, that's relationships and cooperation. Number 3, that's social confidence and expression. Number 4, that is hard work and stability. Number 5, that's movement, change, and adventure. Number 6, that's responsibility, home, and family. Number 7, that is spiritual, intellectual, truth-seeking. Number 8, that is power and abundance and karmic ramifications. Number 9, That is transcendence, humanitarianism, and doing things larger than yourself. Then we have the master numbers of 11, the visionary, 22, the master builder, and 33, the master teacher. And all these numbers are giving you those experiences to mature you into those higher expressions. So when you look at your life path, you can certainly read the experiences that you might be going through or that anyone else is going through. But just remember, the life path is not just you. It is the trajectory of your life. All right, let that sink in. When you are a life path 3, you're not a full 3 yet. You're on the developmental side of the 3, the shadow side of the 3. When you're a life path 5, you're not a 5 yet when you're a kid. You're on the shadow of that. Life is giving you those experiences to move you into that maturity. It's your life path. I let that sink in. Yeah. So, do your life path, add your numbers up together, reduce them to a single digit or 11 and 22 or 33, and see if this doesn't match your experiences. And we'll do a separate thing on birth dates. There's many ways you can learn more about astrology, numerology, and personal sovereignty. You can do that by becoming a student or a member of Core Confidence Lifestyle. As a student, you will have access to a huge library of articles, books, recordings, and other material where you can study astrology and numerology and discover who you are underneath all the code. If you want to have a beautiful classroom community experience, or you want to learn one-on-one, you can become a member of Core Confidence Lifestyle. Just go to www.coreconfidencelife.com. That's www.coreconfidencelife.com.